Oh, I'll start.
Takes the kick, and she sends the Cougars to the championship game. Basketball here, there's a steal. Dador Phillip to the rim, slams it home. From the slot, and Rickles ends it in overtime. Is back, the hand up the bumps, and he is spinning, and he's stopped at the goal line. Centennial wins it.
Hey guys, welcome to more Sports Den Rapping. Tis the season for some rapping, and we're wrapping up the fall season one sport at a time. And now it's time for boys soccer.
Yes.
We're going to talk Bengals, Cougars, Panthers. We're going to talk to some of those Panthers. We're going to start off JW alphabetically, and that's our Blaine Bengals.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the Blaine Bengals, it was quite a season for them. Throughout the most part of the year, they were the team that was kind of the team to beat in the section and in the Northwest Suburban Conference until the team we'll talk about next in alphabetical order kind of closed the season strong. But a great year for Coach Arrowsmith and his Bengals, what turned out to be his final season. But they got off to a rip-roaring start, winning their first 5. They didn't lose any of their first 9 matches, with a couple of ties mixed in there against Totino Grace and Maple Grove. And then, yeah, they hit the real tough part of their schedule with losses to good teams like Centennial, Champlin Park, and then they lost again to Centennial in that section semifinal game, which was a great battle at 2-1 was the final that we saw here on North Metro TV. So overall, some great performances for some of these Blaine Bengals, Kenton, and it was fun to see. Certainly a fun team to cover that brought the defense game in and game out. A lot of 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 type scores when they were rolling well.
Yeah, and it was a year where they were able to play to their strengths. The previous season, it was kind of a slow start because they had a bunch of young guys learning, and they were able to take that experience into this season and have a fast start. They had an unfortunate end to the season, and I know they're looking forward to having a healthy Jack Moore to play for an entire season next year, and that'll help.
Yeah, it was certainly a fun year for them. But as we said, as you move to Centennial, that was the team that became the team to beat late in the year. The Cougar boys, I mean, led by what was a solid mix. You talk about a team with question marks, losing a lot of their goal scoring from Demetrius Bernardi Nelson from a season ago. Where was it going to come from? Well, they decided to play defense instead, Kenton. And you talk about a defensive squad that was winning that way. The thing I liked about Centennial this year, they won back-to-back games once before they hit the section championship. They beat Spring Lake Park and Osseo on back-to-back games on the road, both 2-1 finals in early September, and then didn't win back-to-back games until they won 3 straight to win the whole thing in the section title. So it was a team that kind of came together at the exact right time, and a guy that was leading them on defense was Jesus Galvin Garcia, who came in with some all-conference honors for his efforts. But really, it just became a really well-rounded defensive effort and got enough goal scoring from out front to be able to win some big games down the stretch and become Section 7 champs with a 3-0 win over Duluth East.
Absolutely. Defense was the strong suit, and they got enough scoring from where they needed it. And a couple of all-state second players between our Bengals and Cougars who ended up clashing both in the regular season and the playoffs. That Centennial was able to win en route to that section title. Jesus Galvin Garcia winning second team all-state, along with Melvin Kita of Blaine. Also, Eric Petersohn of Blaine winning the assistant coach of the year.
The teams that we talked about, though, in Centennial and Blaine, if you're looking for something during this pause here, sports-wise, that you want to watch, go back and find that section semifinal game that we did between Centennial and Blaine. That was a doozy, the overtime final. Both teams score a single goal in each half, with Centennial in the first half. Blaine comes back and ties it up in the second half. Their regular season matchup didn't go that way. It got out of hand in the second half with Centennial winning that one. But that was a doozy of a game, and certainly one of the most fun we covered this fall. So you can certainly go back and get your sports fix a little bit by rewatching that one on NorthMetroTV.com.
And I keep on forgetting, is it Myers or Mears?
Mears.
Mears,
No,
okay,
Myers.
that's right. Okay.
No,
You're
mirrors.
just messing with me. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. So yeah, we've the OT winner for Will, and then Garrett still got plenty of future left ahead of
Yep.
him in a Cougar uniform, and by the time the brothers are done, we'll figure out how to pronounce their last name.
That'll certainly be fun.
Just get
But our
everybody
last
on
team,
board.
yeah,
Yeah,
but our last team, and we talked. This seemed to come up in when we did this in the spring with some of those winter season teams, and then looking back at what we did, teams that yeah they didn't have the success running to a semifinal or a championship game or winning a section title, but the Spring Lake Park Panthers boys team took a big step forward with the way they closed the season with their 5 wins in their final 7 games this year, Kenton, and just the most that they've done in 4 years. It was a great story. Once they got the season rolling, kind of got those early season jitters out of the way they were able to come together and win some games and have that success, that was fun to see for kind of the team that becomes our third team just by default with what Centennial and Blaine does on the boys' pitch. But they certainly made themselves and their presence felt this year.
absolutely, and it was kind of a like a marquee type win over Park Center earlier on in the year, the first third of the season where they beat them 3-0. We were there. We got some great highlights from that game as well, and coming kind of a launching pad for their 5 wins that they rattled off in 6 games. A heartbreaking end as the Park Center game, literally with seconds on the clock in a 0-0 game. Park Center scores the game winner right before the end, but still a great season and something to take pride in for the Panthers for sure, as they had several players step up, including their captains, which you got a chance to catch up with.
Yeah, that was a fun chat. So why don't we jump into that with 3 seniors and 3 captains, as you mentioned, Tenzin Tsultrim, Gage Petersohn, and Rayan Hassen talking about the 2020 Spring Lake Park season that was. All right, guys, thanks for taking some time to join me today virtually here. Usually something obviously we do in studio, but glad to get to still catch up with you guys about the soccer season. Let's start at the beginning because obviously it wasn't always clear that we were going to have a season. What was it like to finally get that call that yeah you'd be able to go out and play and you'd get to have some sort of season even if it didn't look the same as it always did? Whoever wants to start off first to take that one can go ahead.
All right, I guess I'll start off. From the start, it was a little confusing just because everything was still in the air. Everyone was trying to figure it out. They're all in situation and whatnot. Having the boys come out for tryouts week was amazing just to see everyone's faces again in person and whatnot. And then finally getting some touches on the ball, that was good. That was a good start. But not having a season in the beginning was a little confusing for everyone and hectic, just because our coaches didn't really know the situation and whatnot. But having a season at the end of it, I guess we were all very happy and satisfied that we finally got to play.
I'd agree with that. It was definitely kind of a toss-up at the beginning of the season. At first, since our entire club season got canceled and we were only allowed to practice for like the last month before tryouts, it was kind of a surprise and also not a surprise at the same time that we were going to be able to play. Um, Even though the season was shortened, I'm excited that we were able to play regardless, even if it ended shorter, didn't last as long as previously.
I would describe it as like a feel of like relief because we heard that many other like states around the U.S. had like their seasons just canceled entirely. So I was just really thankful for the opportunity to play soccer at high school for my senior year. It was a really great experience overall.
Start kind of like Rayan was talking about, tough to really know what was going to happen and get things going before you get touched. But did you guys, how big was that win in particular to kind of propel you guys to the good things you did, winning 5 of your final 7 games to end the year?
First, like half of the season wasn't where we wanted to be, in all honesty. But I think as we progressed, we kind of just got that chemistry with each other and whatnot. The way we were playing the game, we kind of just knew our strong suits and like what everyone was good at. So we all kind of had a good understanding of each other, which as a result propelled us into that 5 out of 7 last games, winning those last games, which was huge. And the fact that it boosted our morale and whatnot.
Gage, kind of building on that, what did you see as the biggest factor on the field to keep that morale high and allow you guys to win those games? As Ryan was talking about, it kind of all came together.
I would say taking one game at a time. Obviously, at the beginning of the season, we didn't start off the best, so we kind of had to put that past us and look forward to the next game. Once we did that, and we kind of noticed, okay, we have something going here, we can possibly make something out of the season. People kind of started to feel a lift off in the way that they played and the way that even just practices went, how people were even like talking to each other, people were more positive. It was all just a better experience once we kind of started bringing each other up after that first win. So it was, I would say that first win was kind of the building block for the rest of our season.
Tenzin, you guys as three of the seniors on a team with a lot of seniors, you've been through a lot with this program over the last few years. How fun was it to kind of go out winning? Obviously, the 1-0 loss was technically that last one, but when you guys were able to string those wins together, how fun was it with guys that you've battled with over the years to start seeing those results of the line?
It was just like truly euphoric, really, because throughout the years we've kind of struggled throughout the program, and we've just been just going about our ways, usually losing. But like this last season, having like winning mentality, it was just really, really, I was just really, really glad because it just showed like the persistence of our whole team. And like even through the hardships, we just kept on going and going. So I was just really glad.
Rayan, back to you. What do you kind of see as the future for the program? Where are you guys kind of leaving it, and what should people expect from the Spring Lake Park program moving forward now?
Yeah, I think everyone's counting us off next year just because we're losing a lot of big seniors like me, Gage, and Tenzin. The kind of the core of the program and just the morale and whatnot. But I think we're one to watch. We're definitely going to be underdogs, but our core is very good, very solid, with players like Ethan and Kunga in the middle, very strong midfield. So definitely watch out for us.
This season and last season, were kind of different compared to my other ones, since it was mostly the same team for the past 2 years. And obviously this season had a lot of uh, older players such as us. But there are also, like looking at tryouts, even I'd say 4 years from now, 3 years from now, I think they're going to have a very strong team. Our lower like JV or C squad teams have a lot of young players that are very talented. And even the juniors from last year that are going to be seniors this coming year, they're also very talented. As Rayan acknowledged, Kunga, I would also like put Jonah in that, Drew, all those players. They really push themselves to the max and push everybody else to the max. So as long as they keep that kind of mentality of the winning mentality we came out of this season with and bring it into next season, I see that they can have some success next season.
I think although many seniors are moving on, many of the underclassmen and the juniors have played like a vital role in our in this season, which we have won like 5 games, I believe. And I just think if they carry on, the possibilities are endless. The coaching staff will do their job, and they've all shown their quality over the years. So I just think if they just keep this persistence and this attitude and just keep on going forward, I don't think there's any place that's going to limit them or anything.
Any shout outs you guys need to give to people that might be watching this out there? Anybody you need to say hi to before we move on?
Shout out my family, pushing me to be the best player I can. Shout out Eddie Burrow, very tough, hard-headed coach, but I think he made all three of us great players. And Coach Ryan and Coach Jen and the entire Spring Lake Park coaching staff, I think they played a vital role in who we are right now and our future college goals and college soccer goals.
I would agree with that. Coach Ryan and Coach Jen and just all the coaching staff, since we were freshmen, first they accepted us into the varsity program, and just throughout these 4 years, they've really helped us develop as players. I was really thankful towards them.
Jim and Jeremy, even though I never really had either of them as coaches, true coaches, they were almost always at games and they were always there to kind of try and elevate the play. This season was Jim's last season, so we obviously tried to make it the best we could, which I think we did with having our best record in 4 years. And I'd just like to say thanks to all those people.
All right, let's get some memories from 2020. Obviously, as we talked about off the top, it's a weird year, but Gage, let's start with you. What's a memory you're going to take away, whether it's a game or a play or a moment in practice or whatever it might be? What are you going to think about when you think back on 2020?
There's a lot of good things that came of this season, especially memories, and a lot of things that kind of we built on in the past since we've been in the program for 4 years, built on, and we've seen kind of elevate from our younger years. I'd say probably my best memory is our 6-2 win against Coon Rapids, because I think that really catapulted our team um, into a better standing together and a better, obviously, standing in the win column. That kind of elevated our whole team to push ourselves to be the best we could, and then obviously winning 5 out of the 7 last games kind of pushed us to kind of see, okay, we had a little bit of trouble scoring in the beginning of the season, and once we put in 6 goals, we kind of realized, okay, now the floodgates are open. We can start kind of pounding them in. We can and go on to the next game. We can get more and more and more. So I think that was kind of my favorite memory of the season.
I would agree with that. The 6-2 win over Coon Rapids. Because I mean, usually we're on the other end of that, so it was nice for once to recuperate or reciprocate that to another team.
Throughout the season, we had a couple lows, but then once we got the ball rolling, we all just formed like a very good bond with each other. So off the field, we were pretty tight. We could joke around with each other and just hang out with each other as friends. So I think my best memory was probably before practices where we'd all just lay down and just kind of chit chat and whatnot. So forming those relationships for me was huge, just because I know I can count on them whenever I need them.
All right, obviously, all of us hope there's a lot more fun coming in 2021 than 2020 gave us. Certainly, you guys with school interrupted and all kinds of stuff that you've dealt with too. But Rayan, let's start with you. What's next? Whether it's in the winter and spring, other sports you're playing, and then what are you expecting and looking to do?
Wintertime, we're just all three of us play on the same club team, so we're pretty tight. Since we were like what 10, 11, 12, we've all kind of just grown up each other, so our bond's pretty tight. Um, Plan is to go back to club soccer, keep grinding it out. Hopefully, we have a full season this time, um, and then from there on, the goal for me is play D1 college ball, and then the opportunities are endless from there.
I'm really looking forward to just finally being able to even play soccer again, since we haven't been able to for the past 3 weeks. As soon as our high school season ended, we started training with our club team, and I was kind of dropped for the 4 weeks that we can't really do anything. I'm really just excited to get back at that and start playing games with them, since we haven't played a game together since, I don't even know, maybe this last December. It's been a really, really long time, and we were supposed to go to Vegas on the 18th. We can't go there anymore since they shut down as well. So I think we're all kind of just looking forward to playing with our club team again at a different level, since we've all grown throughout this time that we haven't been together. I'm hoping to go to college. I'm not sure where. I'm hoping that if the school that fits me has soccer, then I would love to play soccer. But if there's a school that fits me well enough where I believe soccer isn't number 1 priority there, then that's fine with me. But I'd definitely love to play college soccer if I had the opportunity given to me.
I think Gage and Rayan summed up my aspirations for the future perfectly. You know, this summer or this winter, we all play the same club, like they said. I was just wanting to get back into that environment, a sense of competition and everything. I really enjoy that, and just playing soccer with my friends again, because we've been playing together for such a long time. And for the future, after high school, I believe I'll be attending university. Um, and I'm not sure if I'm for playing soccer there yet, but time will tell, I guess.
All right, guys. Well, it sounds like hopefully you guys can get some more playing time in that club soccer before you have to move on to bigger and better things after high school. I appreciate you guys taking the time. Congrats on the success you had this season, and best of luck with what the winter has in store. And hopefully it's more good in 2021. Thanks, guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
So yeah, a fun season for those guys, and Tenzin with 8 goals, 6 assists. Nice showing from him in the short season that they had. And then probably the funnest name and had some highlight goals in the Park Center game we were at was Barracat. So that's fun.
No, and it's interesting just talking to those guys about kind of what the goals are, and they're very short term, and what those goals are, wanting to get their club seasons back underway. That's normally what they would be doing right now. These are kind of year-round soccer guys, specifically with those three, and as we've talked about with a lot of our athletes, hopefully that becomes the norm again, that they can get to where they want to be even in those club seasons, and then move on from there and see what they can do at the next level. Appreciate those guys joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks to those guys and all of our soccer players, coaches, and activities directors, fans for watching. That pretty much wraps up what happened for boys soccer this season. And we'll have more shows, including girls soccer, coming your way. Any final words on the boys soccer season, JW?
Big thanks as well to the Mears family. We love them.
Yes. The Mears and the Myers, you guys are great, both great. You've been so patient with us. You're the best. We wish you all.
But that was the funny story that I'm just now remembering from that semifinal game. Pretty sure that Garrett Mears was wearing a different number, so there was about a 45-second to 2-minute stretch of time where I wasn't really sure. I was trying to think back in my memory bank if that's what he looked like, as we kept getting shots of him. But whatever the reason, he wasn't wearing his normal number 11. So again, they were bearing with us for a lot of different things. I eventually settled on the fact that it was him because, well, they looked a lot alike, and
Yeah, you got to go by the hair. If you get a good shot of the hair, then you'll be able to see. Yeah, that's him. That's one.
Yeah, I think he was wearing Dominic Trejo's number that day. So. Anyway, yeah, it was a fun season. I was glad we got to cover those games for those guys, and I appreciate the athletes that joined us, and we'll talk to them again down the road, certainly.
Absolutely. Good luck to all of you ahead with your club seasons, college, next year of high school, and everything that you've got going on with any other sports ahead of you. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We appreciate it. And once sports resume, go out and support your teams. Go Bengals.
Go Bengals. Oh, wait, no, you go.
Go Cougars.
Go Panthers.
Go Cougars and Panthers and Bengals. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Happy holidays and such. Yeah, the Mears and stuff. All right, bye. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Ooh, pretty bow.